All right, Shalom. First and foremost, I want to give all praise, honor, and glory to Yahweh, Bahashim, Yahweh Shai, Bahashim, Kakwadash. All right, it's Brother Quanawaf, Yahweh Dah, coming back at you with another live lesson. All right, man, today we're going to go into why it is a patriarchy. All right, it's a patriarchy for a reason. All right, you get a lot of people out here in the world today, they want to trip over, the role that the females play and all this other stuff and like that. But the thing is simply this: the Lord made it to where it was about the man. All right, we're the head of the household, and we're gonna start off right here in 1 Corinthians 11. All right, 1 Corinthians 11 and 1. I'm gonna read down to 9 points. Gonna be 7 through 9, right? And it reads as, "Be ye followers of me, even as I also am of Hamashiach. Now I praise you, brethren, that ye remember me in all things, and keep the ordinances as I delivered them to you. But I would have you know that the head of every man is Hamashiach. The head of the woman is the man, and the head of Hamashiach is Yahweh, is the Most High." All right, that's plain and simple right there. Okay, going on down. "Every man praying or prophesying having his head covered dishonors his head, but every woman that pray or prophesy with her head uncovered dishonors her head. For that is even all one, as if she were saving. For if the woman be not covered, let her also be shorn. But if it be a shame for a woman to be shorn or shaven, let her be covered." All right. For a man indeed ought not to cover his head, for as much as he is the image and glory of power, but the woman is the glory for the man. All right. That's an argument killer right there. Okay. Verse 8. This is the point. "For the man is not of the woman, but the woman of the man. Neither was the man created for the woman, but the woman for the man." All right. So how in the fuck do you sit there and say, well, the man is this, that, and the third, da da da, but the whole gist of it is simply this: the women want you to come in and be the head of the household, but they want to lead. If I'm the motherfucking head, then you cannot lead. Period. And these females, I don't know where they get this bullshit from, to where they say that, the men follow, or the men have to submit and da 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 da. Why the fuck you can't submit? Because it's your job. All right. We're the head of the household. All right. And Hamashiach is the head of us. And above him is the Most High. The all masculine spirits. It's not about the women. It's about the male. It's about the patriarchy. All right. I'm going to go to Proverbs. I'm going to go to chapter 9. I'm going to get verse 1 through 6. All right. And it reads as, "Wisdom hath builded her house. She hath hewn out her 7 pillars. She hath killed her beasts. She hath mingled her wine. She hath also furnished her table. She hath sent for her maidens. She crieth upon the highest places of the city. Whoso is simple, let him turn in hither. As for him that wanteth understanding, she saith to him, Come eat of my bread, and drink of my wine, which I have mingled. Forsake the foolish, and live, and go in the way of understanding." All right. Understanding was not given to women. It was given to the man. It was given to the man for a reason. Okay. Why do you always think that when these females go out here and they'll have some kind of male figure, right? And whether it be a wiser older brother, whether it be her biological father, whatever father's raising her, whatever. Okay. See, women love foolishness. All right. Right there in 9 and 6, it says, "Forsake the foolish and live and go in the way of understanding." Well, females want to stay on foolishness, all right, and then you want to sit there and cry when everything comes tumbling back down on them, and they want to complain. Like, for example, at my job, every day you get these single moms coming there, you know, they're crying about, "I'm a single mom. I don't have that kind of money." Okay, why are you a single mom? Nobody can answer that. Women don't ever want to admit when they're wrong. Okay, if he didn't rape you, which over 90% of them, the nigga didn't rape you. You was a hoe, and you got what a hoe got. So why do you complain about it? You see all these other women, generation after generation, from way back when, doing the same shit, paying the same price, and you still don't fucking learn. They're not forsaking the foolish. They don't get understanding because understanding wasn't for them. That's why. That's why you have to have a solid, righteously spirited male figure there. All right. When you have a solid, righteously spirited male figure there who's putting that word out, then if she goes to make a mistake, she can't say there was nobody there to tell her any different. All right. Anyway, moving on. As a matter of fact, I'm gonna stay in Proverbs. I'm gonna go down to verse 10. All right. Proverbs 9 and 10, it reads as, "The fear of the Lord, the fear of Yahweh is the beginning of wisdom, and the knowledge of the holy is understanding. For by me thy days shall be multiplied, and the years of thy life shall be increased. If thou be wise, thou shalt be wise for thyself, but if thou scornest, thou alone shalt bear it." And here we go. "A foolish woman is clamorous, she is simple and knoweth nothing." What did it just read up there where it says, "Forsake the foolish"? And how are most of our Jake women out here? How are most of the women of the 12 tribes, period? Foolish, clamorous, thinking they doing something, really they ain't doing shit. And they don't know nothing. They don't know how to stop running their mouth. They don't know when to, where, how to shut the fuck up. Always talking, always bitching, always whining. Like I say, man, obviously it's not about the woman. You can see that in many situations. It's not about the women. It's a patriarchy for a reason. All right. Part of that reason was that the fact that understanding was made and given to the man. I'm going to go to 1 Corinthians chapter 11. I'm just going to start at the top. And if you're looking at it in King James, it says the order. And on there, it may say the Christian order, but it's the Hebrew order. All right. And it reads as Hebrew, Salakia, 1 Corinthians 11 and 1, and it reads as, "Be ye followers of me, even as I also am of Hamashiach. Now I praise you, brethren, that ye remember me in all things and keep the ordinances, as I delivered them to you." Oh, you know what? We read that earlier, Salakia. But the point is simply this, all right? The order of the household is Yahweh, who his very name means he is, okay? He exists. It doesn't say she. It doesn't say, I don't know, what's whatever, Omni or whatever. It says he, all right? And the son of the Most High, the son, not the daughter, not none of that. It's man. It's the father. It's the son. Then the man. The man is the head, right? So you can't sit there and argue with how these women don't want to, don't want to do certain things. They want to be this. They want to be that. If you want to lead, man, you lead, and you're gonna lead yourself right into a trap. Just like what was the movie? Uh, the First Purge or the Experiment, whichever one it was called, where you had Dimitri, who was the big time drug dealer, all right, and he had the ex girlfriend who was out there. Her and her brother was the stupidest motherfuckers in that goddamn movie, all right. And you sitting here now, if you go back and watch that movie, if you follow the chick, right, Everywhere she went, they was getting killed. Every idea that popped up in her fucking head, she was taking people to basically get killed off because she was stupid. All right. She want to run to the church. Okay, first of all, that church ain't a holy place. Why? Because nobody in there is doing the work of Yahweh Shem Yahweh Shai. They calling upon whatever God or whatever, you know, Jesus and whoever, right? That ain't a holy place. If it was honestly a sacred place like that, Esau wouldn't. If the Lord was protected the place, he wouldn't have had Esau go there. He wouldn't have had them bounty hunters or whatever they were. There's some paramilitary niggas. They wouldn't have went there. But everywhere she want to go, basically, they already know. Okay, well, she a stupid ass female. She gonna lead them over here, obviously, and they was getting killed off, men, women, and children. Anyway, we're gonna get to Acts 3:25 here, and it reads as ye are the children of the prophets and of the covenant which power made with our fathers. It don't say their mothers. It said with our fathers, saying unto Abraham, and in thy seed. Last time I checked, the women don't carry seed. The man carries the seed. And in thy seed shall all the kindreds of the earth be blessed. Well, let's get this word kindreds right here, man. All right. Now it may say as if a feminine, da 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 da, but the point is simply this: it goes to lineage, running back to some progenitor. Okay, when you're a progenitor, you're a father. That's a male who starts something. All right, it says nation or tribe. Okay, a progenitor is the male part. Okay, the seed is passed on through the male, the kindred. That's how you determine your lineage. Your mother does not matter. You look at definition 2, it says the Israelites, which distributed into 12 tribes, descended from the 12 sons of Jacob. These were divided into families, which were divided into houses. It comes from the male lineage. All right? It's not about the woman. It's a patriarchy for a reason. It's a patriarchy for a reason. And go back to the book of Exodus. We're going to get chapter 15. All right? Start at verse 1. Go down to 3. And it reads as then sang Moses and the children of Israel this song unto the Lord, all caps Yahweh, and spake, saying, I will sing unto the Lord Yahweh again, for he have triumphed gloriously, Salakia. The horse and his rider hath he thrown into the sea. All right, this is obviously after they came out of Egypt and they crossed. The Lord split the red. He gave Moses the power to split the Red Sea. All right. And it says, the Lord is my strength and song, and he is become my salvation. He is my power, and I will prepare him an habitation, my father's power, and I will exalt him. Point here is this: the Lord is a man of war. All right. Yahweh is his name. He is a man of war. Doesn't say a mother of war. Doesn't say a woman of war. He's a man of war. Again, it's a patriarchy. All right. We're going to go to the book of Ezra. We're going to go to chapter 2. I'm going to go down to verse 58. We're going to do 58 through 60. I'm just trying to get a point here. All right. This is one of the important reasons of why it was important to know your lineage. All right. And it started at Ezra 2 and 58. And it says, all the Nethinims and the children of Solomon's servants were 392. And these were they that went up from Tel Malah, Tel Hassah, Sharab, Adon, and Immer, but could not show their father's house. It says right there they couldn't show their father's house and their seed, whether they were of Israel. Okay. 60, the children of Delilah, Salakia, and the children of Tobiah and the children of Dakota, 650 and 2. Okay, but the point right here is in verse 59. They could not show their father's house and their seed. So basically, they were trying to show that they were of a certain kin, to show, hey, we're Israelites. Our lineage, our male lineage goes back to here. Well, they couldn't show that. So, and when you can't, that was basically how you showed who you were, where you were from. Are you an Israelite? Are you some heathen nation? Because when you read these scriptures, man, the Lord makes a big deal about the father side. Why? Because he himself is a masculine spirit. He's a male spirit. The son is a masculine male spirit. All your angels are masculine male spirits. There are no feminine spirits at the top. The only feminism is down here in the women, and with the female animals and all that. The point is simply this: your patriarchy was basically your identification. All right. If you could not show your lineage, then you were basically, if you were descendant of a king, and there was some battle and the city was burnt down. You see it in all these different, like, Disney movies, or some kind of other kind of movie, where there's this long lost son, and that, who are they always looking for? Even in what was that movie, Coming to America 2? Eddie Murphy's character, what was his name? Damn, Hakeem. He was Prince Hakeem, right? And what did his dad? What did I know he voiced Darth Vader. I can't ever remember his name. Damn. James Earl Jones. What did he tell him? He said, "You need a son." He had a son somewhere. I said, "Well, man, you got 5, 6 daughters with old girl who you was chasing through this whole damn movie. All right. Why can't they take over? Because it ain't about them. You need a male heir. The male passes on the seed. The female just carries an egg. The female is the land. She's the fertile soil. You the husbandman. The male goes in. You have your plow, which is your penis, which is your dick, whatever you want to call it. That's your plow, and you plow her field. And when you get done plowing her field, you plant the seed. All right? When the seed's going to grow, the seed determines whether that particular egg is going to be fertilized as a male or female. If it's a female, it's just going to repeat that cycle. And whatever man comes on, that's going to be his seed that goes back to his generation. If the child is a male, then that's going to be your seed to carry on your generation, your lineage. Okay. It ain't about the woman. It's a patriarchy for a reason. And just to back that up, we're going to go to Nehemiah. Get chapter 7. I'm going to get verse 60 to 61, which is basically going to back up what we just read in 2nd Ezra, and Ezra chapter 2, Salakia. All right, and again it says, all the Nethinims and the children of Solomon's servants were 392, and these were they which went up also from Tel Malah, from Tel Hershah, Cherub, Adon, and Immer, but could not show their father's house nor their seed, whether they were of Israel. Okay, and again the problem was, if you could not show your lineage, because your lineage is shown through your father, your father's father, your father's father's father, and so on and so on. That's why you'll get a lot of cats out here who look like they black people, but when they go back down the line, they realize that, at a certain point, they descended from some Edomite during slavery. But the way this society looks at it as, okay, it don't matter. You got, that one drop of black blood bullshit. It ain't that's garbage. It's all about your male lineage. If Salaki, if you don't know your male lineage, you need to find out. Okay, that's very, very important because that helps identify who you are. All right, you know the elites, the people at the top, they know their lineage and they keep their lineage tight knit. Okay, because they know one thing: they want to come back in the same lineage as pure as they can be to keep their money, to keep their ownership. They know about reincarnation. Okay, they know that they come back every three, and they know just as much of the scriptures as anybody else, every 3 and 4 generations. Okay, but the point is a patriarchy for a reason. As men were the head of the household, that's why it's men in the truth. The women can be in the truth, of course, but the men teach the word. The woman learns from the man. The man is directly under Yahweh Shai. Yahweh Shai is directly under Yahweh. All right. So remember, it's a patriarchy for a reason. It's set up that way because the Lord made it that way. All right. That's how we're made. That's how we're set up. You don't see the female lion with 10 males. You see the male lion with 10 females. It's that way for a reason. All right. But that was just a quick lesson on that, man. I hope and pray that anybody who watches this video is edified. Until next time, shalom.